Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw here at ILTM Con, and we're here on the last day of what has been the biggest and best ILTM ever, really. It's an amazing thing, and we're meeting lots of great people, lots of great hoteliers, lots of great cruise people, everything around. And I'm with someone now who you're going to want to know because she owns one of the newest hotels in Venice. And you're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, first of all, I'm here now with Sara Maestrielli, who is the owner. Her family owns. Say the name of the property.
Violino d'oro. It means golden violin.
That I can say.
Okay.
Violino d'oro. Okay, so that's a. And then you also own other properties. And what's the company that overall that oversees these properties?
Okay, so the company is Collezione M.
Okay.
The name came up a couple of years ago when we added Violino d'oro to the collection. My family is from Tuscany, so our properties are in Florence with Grand Hotel Minerva, and in Forte dei Marmi, up the north coast of Tuscany, where we have Villa Roma Imperiale, and we will be opening a second hotel in June of 2024.
In the same area?
In the same area, right? 100 meters away from Villa Roma Imperiale, Pensione America. And in November, we just opened Violino d'oro, so I had to come up with a name to kind of represent this collection of properties. And Collezione M are the initials of my grandfather, and that's what we went for. So
You were completely family. That's wonderful. That's a great story. Now, let's talk about the newest one, Violino d'oro.
Yeah.
Where is it located in Venice?
So it took us 6 years to find the location. Location was very important to us.
It's hard to find a location in Venice.
Hard to find the location in Venice, and Venice is a city where location probably counts the most,
Right.
because living in Venice as an Italian, I still get lost. So we were looking for the good product, but also like the perfect place, the perfect home, but also the perfect location. So one day we walked up to Violino d'oro. That's how the hotel was called already.
Oh, so it already existed.
Yes, it already existed. It was basically 3 small 3-star hotels, one next to the other, that touched but were not united. So different ownerships, different managements. And this was 2 minutes away from Piazza San Marco.
That's incredibly close. On San Marco Island too?
Basically, on San Marco, yeah, absolutely. It's the street where all the big shop brands are. So
I know that very well. Yeah.
right next to Ferragamo. And we're on the water. And it's also very special in terms of what it looked like when we walked there. It looked very homey, it looked very boutique-y in the middle of all these big palazzos. It was more like a home palazzo. And so we managed to acquire the 3 properties and unite them and transform them from 3-star to 5-star. And we kept the name Violino d'oro. So that's the story of Violino and how we found it.
That's amazing. And talk about finding a location. You lucked out there. That's for sure.
See, it kind of felt like it was meant to be, because it was actually so complicated to acquire the properties, to manage to get the permits in Venice, to unite buildings that are not the same building. You have to break the walls and everything. And obviously then transform them into a 5-star, which was absolutely not given for granted. And we actually did not know until October this year that we actually had the permits to be a 5-star. Wow. We had sent in the request and we were giving it for granted, but it wasn't really. So everything kind of like, when it has to happen, it happens, and it came together, and now Violino d'oro is open.
Now, roughly how many rooms complete with the 3 buildings?
So 32 rooms. They used to be more than 70. We made larger rooms and suites, so now they are 32.
So that helps you be a 5-star as well with a larger room, right?
Absolutely, and also the region of Veneto, so where Venice is, has very strict regulations on the dimensions of rooms and bathrooms for 5 stars. So they had to be big. We wanted them to be big, and that's it. Yeah.
Now, what about dining and food and beverage? What do you have?
Allora, we have a cozy, beautiful little restaurant called Il Piccolo, which in Italian means the small. Why? Because it's very small. And it's actually 8 tables, which makes it really cozy. And the 3 buildings that are connected on the higher floors are not connected on the ground floors. They're very, very close. But this allows us to have a big main building with the entrance, bar, living area. A smaller building that's dedicated to the water entrance. So you have your salotto and private water entrance.
So you can go right up in a vaporetto.
In a private taxi.
Private taxi, right? Or a gondola.
Or a gondola, and you just dock and you enter in this beautiful private living room. and the restaurant. And it's actually very convenient because this makes Il Piccolo a small independent restaurant, and it doesn't feel like you're in a hotel. It's actually a restaurant per se, in the middle of this very, very cute, a little bit more secluded because it's on the back campo, a little square, and it has very large windows on every side. And the few walls that are in Il Piccolo are all hand decorated in plaster by a Florentine craftsman with all these beautiful hand plaster decorations. So it's very, very magical.
So you went in and you redid all the interiors of these suites completely, right?
We redid all the interiors. It was a massive renovation. We redid everything from the plumbing, electricity, and then of course all the interiors. And I personally took care with the architect of the interior design project. So it's literally
busy time for you the last few months, right?
Oh, it's a busy time, and we have a new opening in June, and now we're doing the interiors of that hotel. So it's quite busy. But
so this sounds like a perfect place to be in Venice if you want to be centrally located and really be on the water and everything else.
Absolutely, and also if you want to have a deep insight of Venice and its culture, because again, we are family owned, it's family run. We are very connected to Venice. It's a 100% Italian craftsmanship project. So everything in the hotel was designed and created in Venice or Florence by local craftsmen that we also give the possibility for our guests to meet. So we can go to their botteghe where they make their magic come true, and some of them, of course, and we can visit them and we can see where the things that are in Violino d'Oro were created. So it tells a lot about the story and the history of Venice, and it really feels like a home, being only 32 rooms. So it's a perfect place to experience Venice authentically in a very intimate environment.
Sounds amazing, and I love Venice too. But briefly, talk about your other properties. And you have two outside in Tuscany,
Yes.
and one's coming, right?
Okay, so one is esatto. Two are already there. The one in Florence has been there for over 200 years. It's one of the oldest hotels in Florence. I'm trying to figure out if it's the oldest. 1848. The building dates back to the beginning of the 13th century. It was part of the monastery of Santa Maria Novella, so in the center of Florence, right next to the Cathedral of Santa Maria Novella. And the cherry on top is that it's the only historic building in the very city center of Florence with a rooftop pool.
A rooftop pool in Florence. That's amazing.
A rooftop pool in Florence right in front of the Duomo. So you're sitting in the pool, and around you have 360-degree view. The pool is heated, which helps, of Florence, and the Duomo right in front of you at sunset, and a wonderful cocktail bar. So this too is very focused on art and interior, so offers a very authentic Florentine experience in this case. And then we have our two little gems in Forte dei Marmi. So for those of you who are not familiar with Forte dei Marmi, in Italy we have a few iconic vacationing destinations like Cortina or Capri. And Forte dei Marmi is one of those, especially for families from Florence and Milan. So we're up the north coast of Tuscany, right underneath the Cinque Terre. And it's really a place of extreme understated luxury, of riding your bicycle to the beach, of eating spaghetti on the beach, and so on. And there we have Villa Roma Imperiale. We've had it for 20 years. It's a converted villa, so it's a home again.
How many rooms is that?
31.
31.
And then in June, we will be reopening, actually, because this was an iconic property of the beginning of the century, last century. We will be opening Pensione America, and that will be 18 suites, and it'll be adults only, and it's going to be quite special, and we'll share more.
Wow, that's amazing. So you have all these incredible properties. Now, what would you tell travel advisors, the people, about how they can best work with you when they get their clients, and how you can help them make the sale to get them?
Of course. Allora, first of all, again, these properties are, as I said, family owned. They're also family run. I am there. My aunt Elena is there. It's actually a female lineage of the family that works in hospitality.
All the guys,
The guys went to another part of the family business, but not by choice, not by some kind of rule. But it happens to be female. My little cousin, she's going to hospitality school, so it's really all the girls. And so we're there. That means contact us directly. We're also happy to share our insights on the cities we're in, and our team has been with us for many, many years, so we are always on site to help with anything we can. So I always recommend, however advises decide to book. We're part of Virtuoso. Violino d'Oro is part of leading
Oh,
hotels.
you are part of. That's
We're part
interesting.
of
Part of
Virtuoso.
Virtuoso.
Violino d'Oro was Virtuoso's preview property in Venice last year.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I heard this.
And he is now part. She is now part. I don't know if Violino d'Oro is a boy or a girl. Or it is now part.
It's a violin.
It's a violin of the leading hotels of the world. So you can book through leading. I mean, you can have your options, but however you book, I always say contact us, contact the hotel. I am Sara, and I am happy. We're all happy to help and make sure that you have the right room, the right booking, the right everything. So
You'll take care of them and like that.
we will take care of them. That's our thing.
And where? What's the URL and how to? What are the contact points?
Okay, so the main website is www.collezionem, which
Okay, we'll have this
maybe we
below.
can share exactly.com, and there from there you can go to the various hotels depending on where you want to book, and explore all our properties. And then maybe we can share my email contacts. Yeah,
we can have this on.
we can have. Okay, that's perfect. And so
you'll see that and.
directly with me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a hospitality background as well?
I have a neuroscience background.
Well, of course, that just is logical, right? And now you're renovating and launching luxury hotels. It's a perfect transition.
Life works in mysterious ways. I was very passionate about neuroscience, and I have a degree in philosophy of mental disorders and neuroscience. So, but I mean, the human mind is always interesting and useful to know, right? So, and then hospitality was my family business, and I decided to explore it. Not really
Thinking you were going to be part of it.
Not really thinking I was going to be part of it. I have to say, I did not imagine how variegated, eclectic, and so wonderful this industry is, and how many different things, and how many. I guess I studied something that was very socially involved, and I didn't see how much social involvement and impact hospitality has in, obviously, first of all, giving experiences and letting people learn about our culture and our country, but also working with all these people in Italy, these amazing craftsmen, and learning new things every day. And it's really such a creative business, and I really love it a lot. So
You've fallen in love with travel and tourism and hospitality, which is wonderful. Not surprising, as you see all around us, all these other people are.
I've fallen in love
We're part of this wonderful industry, and we keep hearing about these wonderful properties that the places like you're creating, and it's wonderful to meet you here and find out. And we're going to have, I think one of my friends is going to do some writing on about it, and I hopefully will get over there, and then we'll see maybe some of your other properties.
Whenever you want.
So Violino d'Oro, which is the golden violin, and then there's a new one coming on, also in Tuscany, one in Florence. So check it out, and then email Sarah and say who you want to talk to and what clients you have for her. So again, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Grazie mille, grazie a tutti. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.